So these three are the basis for classification, and based on this, we can classify the same audit into different ways. For example, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವೈಸ್ ನಾವು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್, ಆಲ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್, ಆಲ್ ದ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಇಯರ್. And second basis may be on based on the streams. So all BBA students, all BCom students, and all BA students. So like this, so we can classify the same auditing in different ways. Now same auditing work ಅನ್ನ different ways ಅಲ್ಲಿ classifications ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. So this is the basic thing that you need to understand. Class based on organization, based on independence of the auditor or the freedom of the auditor, and based on method of conducting audit work. So let us start one by one. The first one, based on organization. So we can divide the audit into three categories. So students, I'll remind you, so I'll give a brief introduction of all these classifications. So here, based on organization, we can divide or we can classify the audit into three. That is statutory audit, government audit, and private audit. So you should remember. So here organization, based on organization, we have classified the auditing. So that means based on the organization in which the auditor is conducting audit work, based on that we have classified. So here statutory audit. So statutory audit means, so it's the mandatory audit, or which is compulsory audit. So this audit mainly conducted in all the public companies. So now companies ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಮ್ಯಾಂಡೇಟರಿ ಆರ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯುಟರಿ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟ್ಯೂಟ್, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸೊ ಪ್ರಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ಡ್ ಬೈ law, statute or law. So statutory audit is conducted in majorly the companies, or that companies may include all the banking sectors companies, including finance companies, and all categories of company, maybe the public company or public sector undertakings. So including all those things, so here we are going to conduct the compulsory audit, and that compulsory audit is called as statutory audit. And the second one, government audit. Government audit indicates, as the name here, so audit conducted in government departments and companies. ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ include all the government institutions. So from the panchayat to the central government. So if they conduct any kind of audit, so that will belongs to government audit. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟಿನ ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ವರೆಗೆ, ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. And the last one, private audit. So first one, statutory audit in companies, government audit in government institutions, and private audit. So other than these two, so here it is not compulsory or mandatory. It's a voluntary audit. For example, if you consider a partnership firm, ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಫರ್ಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so here the audit is not compulsory. So even if they go for audit work, and such audit work is considered as private audit. Or in case of sole trading concern, it's not compulsory to audit in sole trading concern. So even then, if they go for audit work, so such kind of audit is considered as private audit. So that are the major differences between statutory audit, government audit, and private audit. I repeat, in all these 3 plus 2 plus 2. So in all these four category of auditing, there will be compulsorily of 2 questions. So usually expected question 2 questions of 6 marks. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಈ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರೀಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಆಡಿಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ 2 ಆಡಿಟ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ 6 marksನ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಬರ್ತದೆ. 1 or 2 expected questions on these categories of auditing. So you should be very careful in identifying the differences. So in today's class, I'll brief all the methods, all the categories of audit work, and in the next class, I expect you to do a detailed comparison all the features of these audit work. Audit work in a detailed features ಅಥವಾ ಅದರ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ಗಳು ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. So for example, statutory audit. So there might be the questions on write a note on statutory audit, or there might be questions on write advantages of private audit. So if you know the meaning properly, then you can write either the advantage or the feature or anything. So I just brief you the meanings in today's class. So in the next 2 classes, so I'll allot the concept to the individual student, and you have to explain us the features of individual audit. So hope you understood my point. So if there is any difference of opinion, you can type in your chat box. So I repeat, statutory audit, government audit, and private audit. So prescribed by statute or law. So according to this procedure, so they are going to conduct statutory audit. So mandatory audit as per the Companies Act. So here Companies Act made it compulsory to conduct statutory audit in all the companies. And external audit. So it's an external audit because so statutory audit should be conducted by the external party. So ಈ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೂಡ ಕರಿತೇವೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯುಟರಿ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫೈಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್. ಸೊ that is considered as statutory audit. And the second one, government audit. In this case, audit books of accounts of government department and companies. So here, in government department and companies, we are going to conduct the work of audit. So it is called as government audit. Mandatory as per the Constitution of India. Statutory audit is mandatory as per the Companies Act, but here government audit is compulsory as per the Constitution of India. So our Constitution states, our Constitution made it compulsory to go for audit work. And it's the internal audit. First, here it is external audit, but here it is internal audit. So only the government employees only conduct the audit work. So government employees ಈ audit work ಅನ್ನು conduct ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು internal audit ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೇವೆ. So not the external qualified person, but the internal audit. So Auditor General of India. So who is responsible for conducting government audit? Government audit ಅನ್ನು conduct ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ Auditor General of India ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೇವೆ. ಇವರನ್ನ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So under the Constitution. Now Constitution ಹೇಳುವ ಹಾಗೆ Auditor General of India who is going to conduct the government audit. And the last one, private audit. It's a voluntary audit. It's not compulsory. It's not mandatory as per either the Companies Act or the Constitution. So ಈ ಎರಡರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕೂಡ private audit compulsory ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So you can take the example of either sole trading concern or partnership concerns. So it's not mandatory, and the audit work is done by qualified professional person. So of course, qualified professional persons will audit the books of accounts. In case of statutory audit, it should be from the external person, and in case of government audit, it's the internal audit or CAG audit. So CAG, so who is going to conduct the government audit? Controller and Auditor of India. And in case of private audits, so any qualified professional persons of audit. So any qualified persons can go for audit. So if it is not mandatory, then why the business organizations go for audit work? For example, sole trading concern, it's not mandatory, even if they go for audit work. So why they have to go for audit work then? Can anyone tell me the answer? ಸೋಲ್ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಂಡೇಟ್ರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಆಡಿಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಆಡಿಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ? ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಉಳಿದಿರುವಂತ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ಗಳು. ಎನಿವನ್? ನೋ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್. ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್, ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಸನ್, ಸೊ they can have more reliability on their books of accounts. ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ರಿಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ರೀಸನ್ ದೇ ಮೇ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್, ಸೊ if they want to get some loans from the banks, so banks ಇಂದ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಲೋನ್ಸ್ ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ in order to get the loan, it's compulsory for the business organizations to get their books of accounts audited. So there are many reasons to go for private audit like this in the same manner. So hope you understood the differences between these three major audit forms: statutory audit, government audit, and private audit. And the second category for classification is based on independence of the auditor, based on the freedom enjoyed by the auditor. So here there are two categories: internal audit and external audit. So internal audit means the audit work conducted by any one employee of the organization. But external audit means the audit work conducted by the external parties of the organization. So here, no employees can conduct the audit work. ಸೊ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಿ ಏನಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರೇ ಆಡಿಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು. ಬಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಅಕೌಂಟೆಂಟೇ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್. ಅದರ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಚಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ us see one by one. Internal audit is an optional one. So it's an optional one. It's not mandatory. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಮಾಡದೇನೆ ಇರಬಹುದು. The Companies Act will not specify any rules regarding this. Performed by the employees of the organization. So companies employees only conduct these kind of audit. So internal means internal employees of the organization. But in external, it's a compulsory audit. So external audit indicates the statutory audit. So even if you can see here, statutory audit conducted, it's also called as external audit. So external audit is compulsory statutory audit performed by the external qualified professionals. So here, no internal parties can conduct the audit work. It's conducted by external qualified professionals. And the third one, scope is decided by the management. So as it is conducted by the internal employees, the scope will be decided by the management. To what extent they have to conduct the audit. So what are the books they can verify. All these things are determined by the management. So here the scope is restricted to the financial aspect. So within the financial aspect, they can verify any books of accounts. So here management cannot restrict the external auditor to verify the books of accounts. So it is the duty of management to provide whatever the books of accounts required by the external auditor. done besides the external audit. So here internal audit is done besides the external audit. That means in supporting external audit, so these internal audit are conducted. For example, external audit ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು annual audit ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಈ annual audit ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವಾಗ yearly once annual auditing ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. At the end of financial year, they are going to conduct annual or external audit. So in this situation, so it's highly difficult to rectify the errors or mistakes. So ಇಯರ್ ಎಂಡಿಗೆ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್. ಸೊ ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ದಟ್, ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್ continuously the employees of the organization are going to do the work of audit. The same audit work ಅನ್ನು ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ದ ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಅರ್ಲಿಯೆಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಐದರ್ ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರಾಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಎರಡೂ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫ್ರಾಡ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದರ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಫೈನಲ್ ಒನ್. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರತಾಗಿ ಇದರ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಆದ ನಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಪುನಃ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬಿಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಆಗಿ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್, so no more audit will be conducted. And the last one, carried out continuously throughout the year, carried out one time at the end of financial year. So usually this external audit will be conducted after the financial year, but internal audit will be conducted or carried out continuously throughout the year. Continuous audit ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ we can detect the errors and we can prevent the errors at the earliest. But external audit, so it is conducted at the end of financial year. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನೀವೇ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫೈಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಬಂದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಭೂತ ಕನ್ನಡಿ ಹಿಡಿದು ಹುಡುಕಿ ತೆಗೆದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್. ಸೊ ಹೊರಗಿನ ಅವರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯ ಹುಡುಕುಗಳನ್ನು ಹುಡುಕುವ ಮೊದಲು ನೀವೇ ಹುಡುಕಿಕೊಳ್ತೀರಿ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೇವೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಸಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ and it is the next, the final one. So if you find any difficulties in these two things, you can ask. Usually there will be a compulsory question on internal audit. So you can have a detailed version of internal audit, the features, advantages, disadvantages, and objectives, all these things that we can find in internal audit. Internal audit na mele second section alli questions ಗಳು ಬರುವಂತ chances ಇರ್ತದೆ. So here you should be careful. So if you know these features, then you can elaborate at any extent. ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಗಳು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, so you can elaborate it. So if you have any doubts here, you can ask. Otherwise, I'll move. Next part is, last category is based on method of auditing. So how the auditor is going to conduct the audit work, based on this the audit is classified here. So the first one is final audit and the second one is periodic audit. So final audit, as the name indicates, so at the end of financial year we are going to conduct the audit work. So only once in a year we are going to conduct the audit work, so that is considered as final audit. And the second one, periodic audit. So here it's a periodic activity. So we are not conducting the auditing once in a year after the financial year. So here we are going to conduct the audit work throughout the financial year. Maybe after the end of every quarter or after the end of every month, we are going to conduct the audit work. So it is periodic audit and it is final audit. So let us see one by one. Conducted final audit conducted or verification of books of accounts at the end of financial period. So at the end of financial period or after March, they are going to conduct the final audit. But here it's carried on throughout the financial year. So throughout the financial year, that means either after every quarter or after every month, they are going to conduct the audit work. Second one, suitable for small organization. Of course, so they may go for final audit because the number of transactions will be less and it's possible for the auditor to verify the books of accounts in small organization. But in case of large organizations, it's not suitable because in large organization there will be millions of transactions and it's highly difficult for the auditor to go through the books of accounts after the financial year. So millions of transactions ಗಳನ್ನ ಒಂದೇ ಸಲಕ್ಕೆ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So for that reason, periodic audit is suitable for large organization and final audit is suitable for small organization. And detailed checking is not possible because usually ಒಂದು ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಮುಗಿದ ನಂತರ ಒಂದು 2 days 3 days ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಿಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಇಯರಿನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ 2 days ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ 3 days ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುವಂತದ್ದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಡ್ ಚೆಕಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. They are not going to check each and every transactions. They will check only the samples. Out of 100 transactions, they may take only 10 transactions, random 10 transactions. Out of 100 students, we may check only the 10 students as sample. So like that, detailed checking is not possible. Detailed checking is possible since there is more time because as they have more time, that means after every quarter means the transaction will be less. At this point, they may take detailed checking of books of accounts. Require small duration of time to complete and require large time to complete. So here it's opposite in nature. Require small duration of time to complete. That means after the financial year, they will take 3 days to complete the audit work of organization. But in case of periodic audit, so here after the ending of every quarter, they are going to take 3 days of time. So 3 days into 4 quarters means they have to take 12 days per year. Again, along with the 12 days, so they need to have a contact with the business organization continuously throughout the year. So for that reason, require large time to complete, and here it requires small time to complete the final audit. So along with these basic differences, so you can find n number of differences in between final audit and periodic audit. ಇದರ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸಸ್ supporting differences ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So if you have any doubts in this, you can ask. Types of auditing based on organization in which they are going to conduct the audit work, based on independence of the auditor, and based on method of audit work. So here we have these 9 categories of audit work. So they may ask an independent question on any one of these categories. So hope you understood. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, I'll wind up the class today and